Yeah, Lions on the prowl, Lions on the prowl. Always putting weight, always going wild. Lions on the prowl, Lions on the prowl. Always putting weight, always going wild. Best quarterbacks you ever heard. Get up, Matthew Stafford, Golden Tate, Marvin Jones. They gon' get it in the zone. No matter how they try to fan, Darius Slay gon' get it in. That Patricia Ball Grant, making sure our players win. Got a dangerous offensive, they always bring the pain. Talking about that Ricky Wagner, can't forget about TJ Lane. Detroit Lions got it locked, Tim and Jim gon' let you know. This the Lions on the prowl. Come on, time to start the show. Whoa.
Hello, Lions fans, and welcome to episode number 29. This is Jim.
And this is Maniac Tim. Unfortunately, right after another Lions loss.
Yeah, Lions lose to the Cowboys today. Not a great day for me. I'm not in a good mood, and it may show through this show. Lions lose this game 26-23.
Yep.
No, 26-24.
Right.
Final score. My problem with the game is the officiating.
Yeah,
I thought it was awful.
Yep. Once again, it's not called down the middle. It's not called fair, and it's also one of those calls that really affected the game. That
I have a big problem with the roughing the passer call, where it looks like he just fell down on his own. He gets back up and gets knocked back down because nobody knows the play's over. There's no whistle, no nothing, and that's a 15-yard penalty.
Right.
He would have been sacked for a big loss,
Mm-hmm.
and they go on to score a touchdown. There's all kinds of defensive holding calls. Ends up being 8 penalties for 58 yards for us.
Right.
Only 2 penalties for 20 yards for Dallas because I know they are just squeaky clean.
Oh, yeah.
Never do anything wrong.
Right.
That is one of the stories of the game. Of course, the officiating isn't the reason that they lost completely.
Right.
The defense couldn't stop anybody at the end of the game.
Golden Tate had one heck of a game.
And Jim Bob Cooter, you know what? I was doing this call-out thing a while ago. I'm calling you out. This is ridiculous.
Right.
Absolutely ridiculous. Ezekiel Elliott had a great day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Ezekiel Elliott, right, gets 25 carries. He gets 152 yards.
Right.
Kerryon Johnson gets 55 yards. You know what those two have in common?
The yards. That's it.
6.1 yards a carry both running backs had.
Right.
The difference is Ezekiel Elliott gets the ball 25 times and Kerryon Johnson gets it 9.
Right. A lot less.
Why? Why are we running the ball 9 times with a guy who's getting yards?
Right. And of course we are platooning it in between LeGarrette Blount and
right. We are.
Yeah.
I totally understand that. Oh, I'm just frustrated. We come off a big win, beat the Patriots. Patriots go on to blow somebody out today, and then the Lions go down and just lay an egg.
Yeah.
And you could see it was set up for Dallas to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
They score way too early.
Right.
You don't take enough time off the clock. Some of our fans were saying that, Patricia didn't call a timeout after 1:25 or something like this. Didn't matter.
Right, because they would just ran it one more time, and the clock would run down anyway. So that wasn't really a factor of the.
That wasn't a key, in my opinion, but now it is what it is. So the Lions dropped to 1-3. The Bears crushed somebody today. They go to 3-1. The
Packers won.
The Packers were winning last I knew, and the Minnesota Vikings, of course, lost on Thursday.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm just waiting for November for them to get good again. Final Green Bay 22, Buffalo nothing. So 48-10, the Bears over Tampa Bay. So that's our division. The Rams beat Minnesota 38-31 on Thursday night.
Right.
Had a great game against New England. I thought the calls were really good. I still thought the offense wasn't that great. even though they did a good job. Defense gets no turnovers in Dallas. They had a chance to get a fumble. Deshaun Hand played a pretty good, decent game enough, but he slaps the ball away. They recover it. Not only does he recover it, he goes and he throws the ball away.
Yeah.
And then this game was just a typical same old Lions BS game for me.
Oh, yeah, it sure was for me, too. I mean, there was no dominance by the Lions either.
Well, it's hard to dominate, when you're not that good.
Right.
And unfortunately, we're 1-3.
Yeah.
Our record tells us how good we are. And for the first quarter, we're 1-3.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, the San Francisco game, questionable call. This game, a lot of calls against us.
Right.
I'm not sure what we did to the officials or what we did to the league, but they really don't like us very much. It's a frustrating time of year for Lions fans because, we do care about our team.
Right.
We do want to win, and we do want a winner here in Detroit, and we're not getting it. And
right.
It's frustrating year after year after year, regime after regime after regime. And I want to be positive about things, but when you tell the fans that, hey, you know what, we're using September to evaluate, in October we're going to try to get better, and then in November we should be pretty good. Well, by then you're going to be out of it, so it doesn't matter.
Yep. That's true. Maybe that works for the Patriots, but it does not work for the Lions.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this way isn't going to work. I mean, okay, we were competitive in every game this year except for the Jets game.
Right.
And it could have been first game jitters for the whole unit, whatever. Who knows? I think we should have won this game.
So do I.
I believe the officials changed the momentum of the game. I believe the defense didn't stop anybody.
Even in the Fox halftime report, they started talking about what a call like that does to the defense.
Right.
So people who just think that we're just here crying about it, no. For years, the NFL has been trying to keep a hush on this type of game-changing mistakes that their official made, even if there are even mistakes, because sometimes I think it's actually planned. Because if they don't want a team to win, they're going to go ahead and do something to stop the team from winning.
Yeah, I agree with that to a point. I mean, it's getting to the point where I don't want to cry about the officiating so much. But the thing is, it's like it's there and it's obvious.
Yeah.
8 penalties to 2.
Right.
And I'm looking at some of these plays like, hey, he's holding. Call it. Please call it. Nothing.
Right. And this is also the same head official that went ahead and was with the Atlanta game, right, Jim?
I think so. I think it was the Atlanta game and possibly even the Seattle game with the batted ball incident. But I got to check that for sure. And fans, let me know if I'm wrong. I'm just coming off a game where I'm really pissed off. And, I'm trying to keep it clean, but this show may go explicit quickly.
Yeah, so watch your kiddies on this one.
Yeah, you have your kids listening. I would have them go into another room. And if you have to, shut us off for a while because I might go on this rant, and I'm not sure yet, but it's building up. So we'll see how the show goes. Yep. TJ Lang gets hurt. He's in concussion protocol.
Right.
I wake up this morning and I see Golden Tate and Jared Davis questionable for this game. Who knows why? I mean, not that it wasn't on the injury report. I seen Ragnow was hurt for a day or two, but he was fine. And then Golden Tate has this monster game. Jared Davis, I thought, played pretty good except for coverage on a couple of plays.
Right.
But that's been an issue all year. You're sitting Amir Abdullah every single game. Trade him. Do something else.
Why do you got him?
Stupid.
Because you lose him after the season anyway.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to play for us anyway, maybe. I don't know what's going on with that.
Or I really think that they're trying to give our 2 new running backs this year the chance to really shine.
Yeah, I guess that's what their plan is.
Because
I don't really know.
Because they're not, obviously Abdullah's been has not been active all year.
So, first quarter review. First game, We looked awful in
Yes, we
every
did.
phase of the game. Just
Mhm.
looked outmatched by a Jets team that I didn't think was that good.
Yep. Definitely.
Second week, we go to San Francisco. We have a chance to win that game. We get an interception, called back by a penalty once
Right.
again.
That wasn't even part of the actual play on it.
Right,
You know, it was.
right. So we get that call taking that game away from us, even though I thought we played well enough
Yep.
to win.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another thing that irritates me as I'm talking about things that irritate me today. One thing that really, really irritates me is saying, well, you know what? The penalties aside, the Lions should have played better. Well, when you say that, the other team didn't play better either.
Right.
Because if that call doesn't go that way,
Mm-hmm.
then the Lions have an interception and probably put that game away
Right.
and win that game.
Mm-hmm.
Each team played what they played.
Right.
You know? But how are you going to say one team needed to play better because they lost on a call?
Yeah. Now, when is correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't officiating supposed to be like the policing, but not the tiebreaker or the
Right.
momentum changer,
Right.
which it seems to be week after week after week, whenever it matters.
I don't know if Lions fans are disgusted with this crap yet or not. We've seen it for years
Yep.
and years and years and years, and it gets old real quick. We've talked about it ad nauseum, but it just keeps happening over
Yep.
and over and over again. I'm just stunned by the fact that the NFL continues to let this happen.
Right.
That bothers me. And we'll wait for our
Yep.
apology on Monday again
Mm-hmm.
that this call was wrong.
Yeah.
But how does that help when we lose the game?
Right.
A loss is a loss. Who cares about your damn apology?
Yeah. I'm just wondering, what did the Lions do so badly to the NFL or to the officials that they disrespect us so much?
I agree. And I'm not saying that. No, it wasn't called fairly.
Right.
When you get 8 penalties, the other team only gets 2. That is not a fairly
Right.
called game. I don't care what you say because there's holding on every play.
Yep.
That's what's being said by everybody who's anybody in the NFL. And if that's true,
And why are you only seeing it on one team?
right, why are you only calling it on one side of the
Yeah.
ball? There has to be an answer to that
Right.
question. So that's what we pose to you guys. What do you think? Do you think the officiating caused us this game? You think the defense caused you this
Right.
game? You think Jim Bob Cooter's an idiot? We mostly do.
we all agree there. I mean,
Anyway.
I do. But
This has been a really rough season because of
Mhm.
the expectations being so high.
yep.
But I warned people at first, this is a first-year head coach.
Right.
We have, first-year scheme defense. I don't think we have the players for that defense quite
Mhm.
yet. And they said we were going to be, not very good until
Right.
Thanksgiving. Pretty
And,
much.
Of course, they dropped that bombshell on late in the preseason. They told us that late in the preseason. After during training camp, they got our hopes up.
Right, exactly. So anyway, bright spots in this
Yeah.
game. God, Stafford looked pretty good on some plays. The offensive line played okay. I'm not going
Right.
to say great, but okay. First play, Kerryon Johnson
Yeah.
runs for 30-some yards. I mean, he looked really good. And then Jim Bob Cooter said, oh, my God, he's doing well. Let's go away from him for a while.
Right.
What the hell is he thinking?
I don't know.
I mean, there's plays that I just don't understand.
Yep.
And I kept saying it throughout the game when I was watching. I keep calling it the silver shoot yourself in the foot offense.
Mm-hmm.
Incomplete passes.
Yep.
Passes for 3-4 yards that go nowhere.
Yep.
Running plays that you're running into the ass end of the offensive line.
Right.
It's like, really?
Mm-hmm.
There's nowhere for these guys to go, and why is that? Is it a scheme issue? Because we've invested all this money in the running game, in the running backs, and in the offensive line, and then you've given them the ball, Kerryon Johnson, a total of 9 freaking times.
Come on. It was also Kerryon that went ahead and the running game that gave us the victory last week.
Yes.
It
It just doesn't make any sense.
right.
There's a lot of things that don't make sense with this offense. And I said this earlier. In the preseason, I said that the defense is going to be a bend but don't break.
Right.
And they're going to be able to score 3 points, a lot of times.
Right.
And we need to score touchdowns.
Right.
And in this game, that was happening.
Yep.
Until Mr. Official reared his ugly head once again, changed the momentum, changed the play from a negative play to a first down.
Right.
And who knows? And in the third quarter, they get 3 defensive holding calls.
Yep.
For first downs.
Yep. So what the heck?
I mean, really? It just gets to a point that you get frustrated as a fan. And this is a show from the fans' perspective. Right. We're not professionals. We're not, this or that. So if you want to pick us apart, you go right ahead. Don't care. I've been watching this BS for years.
Oh, so have I. I mean, they come up with something like, what's new? I mean, they're having trouble finding out, new
ways to screw us.
Yeah.
Right. And it's I know people that are going to say, hey, it's not because of the officials that we lost. It's because of the defense. Well, you know what? The defense had them stopped.
Right. Yeah.
The defense had them in a very bad negative yard situation. The official changed the entire complexion of that drive. And they end up scoring a touchdown on that drive. And there's something to be said for momentum and breaking the will of the defense, which is even mentioned in the halftime show.
And even in the show on the field, they were saying that they did not think that was a late hit or anything like that.
They said roughing the passer.
Right.
I mean, he touched him with 2 hands.
Right. Yeah.
The guy went down like a sack of potatoes. I don't know what that was from, really. There was no whistle.
Right.
No indication he's down. He gets up, jumps around for a second. Now, I've seen people do that and then take off and run on a trick play.
Right.
I think he had every right to tackle him. I think he didn't tackle him leading with his head.
No.
I don't think he tackled him driving him into the ground. He shoved him down to the ground.
Just to make sure that the guy was down. So what's wrong with that?
I don't know. I have no idea what's wrong with that play. And it's just another in a long line of calls that screw the Lions. Now, here's another thing I need to say. Is it seriously that is seriously a thing that the Lions are committing penalties? Yes. I believe some of these penalties are penalties.
Oh yeah.
That one I don't agree with. But the other penalties, they committed penalties.
Yeah.
I agree. We should be called for the penalties that we commit.
But so
should Dallas.
Yeah, or whatever opponent we're playing against.
Are they that squeaky clean? In that entire game, they only got 2 freaking penalties. I think they got 3 because we declined one.
Right.
But still, 8-2. Really? It's not even,
Right. It
doesn't make
not
any
even
sense.
Close. It's not. A lot of times you'll see like at the, such a big gap, and then they'll try to make it look, more
make
fair.
Up calls. Yeah.
And you didn't even see that this game
because it was too close.
Yeah. It was just
they couldn't.
Right.
It was too close of a game.
Yep.
If they would have done the makeup calls in this game, the Lions might have won it.
Right.
I'm sorry. That's how I feel. I mean, I'm not going to tell you that the NFL's fixed or rigged or whatever, but sometimes it really looks like they have a team in mind they want to win.
Yeah.
And they will do anything that they can do to make that happen.
Yeah.
I go back to the Dallas game with that picking up the flag incident.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The same thing.
Yep.
Where it's like they're talking about the Ice Bowl with Green Bay and Dallas, and they're kind of putting that on commercials even during the game.
Right.
Wait, we're up like 23-3, ain't we, or something?
Yeah. Do they do what's best for the NFL with these calls?
Well, it's a business.
Yeah.
They say it all the time that it's a business.
Right.
Are they in the business of making it sure that certain teams win and certain teams lose? Is this really a thing? Do you guys think this is a thing?
Yeah.
I mean, some people do, some people don't. Some people don't want to go down that rabbit hole because they enjoy football too much. But I'm going to tell you, it looks fishy to me.
Right.
And I'm just saying it because maybe I'm wrong. That's fine. But you weigh up all the calls in the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Calvin Johnson with his butt down in the end zone, holding on to the ball and just spins it away. And guess what? Yeah. That's not a catch.
Right.
Seriously? Loses the first game of the year for us.
Yep.
The Seattle batting the ball thing incident. I mean, we can go on and on and on and on and on and on. The Green Bay games that we've had 3 penalties called on them and 13 on us.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous when it comes down to officiating and the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
It gets to the point where I seen Reggie Bush look in disbelief.
Oh, yeah.
When he was on the sidelines, like he had never seen anything like it before.
Right.
Matt Patricia, I seen that look today.
Yep.
When he looked at the officials like, what the hell are you doing?
Right. What did the Lions do so wrong to deserve this?
I don't know. We may never know.
Yeah.
But it just seems like they do not want us to win. And maybe I'm wrong. Fans, if you're not liking what we're saying, I can totally understand it. Yeah. I'm in a really bad place with all this right now. I really am. I'm so sick and tired of having a team that's borderline good enough to win. And I'm going to tell you that. I don't think this team is great. I did pick them to win this game.
Right.
I believe they should have won this game. But they didn't play well enough for me to win this game. There are obvious things that are wrong with our team, but I had to get the officiating thing out of the way first because I do believe that costs us this game. I do. I completely believe that.
Right.
And you guys can say, oh, well, no, because they had a chance to win. If the defense would have stopped them, then they would have had a chance to win it. If the defense stopped them before in the game, and they didn't score any points at all.
Right. And
you know what I'm saying? I mean, that 7 points they got on that drive where the official gave them the ball, basically.
Yeah.
Marched them right down the field. Seriously, this really hurts teams.
Yeah, it does.
And even in, what was it, San Francisco game where there was 3 holding calls in a row?
Oh, yeah, it was.
Put us at first and 30.
And that kind of...
And we ended up losing that game by 3 points.
Right, and after that, we kind of abandoned the running game after that.
Right.
Was it because they didn't think they were going to get anywhere because they're going to call holding all the time and stop the run? Is that why Cooter abandoned it back then?
I don't know. He doesn't really like the run so much, I guess. Maybe that's why Stafford likes him so much because he gets to throw the ball more.
Right.
I don't know. This isn't working. Whatever it is, it's not working well. Okay, we're 1-3. Yeah. Realistically, and I'm just saying this, we should have won in San Francisco and we should have won in Dallas.
Right.
Those are 2 games that weren't.
We should be 3-1.
We should be 3-1.
Yeah. Or possibly could have been 3-1.
Now, we are 1-3. That is the way it is. Now let's address some of the problems on the team.
Yep. Okay.
The defense cannot stop the run when they need to.
That's true.
They can't.
Yep.
For some reason, they got pressure. The team held them for a little while, and sometimes on that one critical play where they kicked a field goal and they were way down there, and instead of getting a touchdown, and they do good things.
Right.
Sometimes.
Right.
Their teams aren't running all over them, but at critical points, the defense breaks down.
And, of course, that's not to say not to let the offense off the hook either.
I'm not. I'm getting to the offense.
Okay. Yeah.
Special teams play has been better.
Yes,
We're very critical of that, where they didn't kick it into the end zone enough.
Right.
Apparently, they listened to the show because they've been kicking it in the end zone.
Right.
And they started out to 25. That helps the defense tremendously.
Yes, it does.
The officials do not.
No,
don't. So pissed about that. I'm sorry. I just can't get over that one spot right now. Offense. Jim Bob Cooter needs to be fired immediately.
I agree. I mean, I'm sorry, Stafford. I know that's your guy. That's your coach that tell you how to be a better quarterback, but his offense sucks.
You can't have that many weapons on the field and be that bad.
Right. I mean, isn't that kind of why we got rid of Lombardi?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wrong Lombardi.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
What was it, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Lombardi, yeah.
Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Okay? You have Matthew Stafford. Kenny Galladay's a rising star.
Oh, God, yes. He was your breakout player before the season started,
Yes.
Jim. And he has done nothing but perform.
Yeah,
perform.
he's been very impressive.
He is.
That's why we went away from him and run LeGarrette Blount for no yards whatsoever.
Right.
Nothing against LeGarrette Blount because I like him.
Yep.
And I think he hypes the team up. I think, but he hasn't run the ball that well.
No, he hasn't.
But there's been no holes for anybody. Kerryon Johnson's making 3 people miss and then getting a yard.
Right.
What kind of offensive scheme is this?
Right.
You put all this money, and I said this earlier today, but
Yeah.
you put all this money in the offensive line and the running backs, and you don't run the running backs. For some reason, the scheme isn't working.
Yep.
Screen to Tate, 4-yard pass to Tate, and the passes to Tate deep worked.
Right. Yeah, it did.
I mean, those were some nice plays.
Yep.
Marvin Jones is kind of getting forgotten about, but he has an ankle injury, and there's some problems there, and I think that's why he's not getting the separation that we're used to seeing.
Right.
Golden Tate's been hurting, too. Maybe the injuries are a problem.
Could be.
TJ Lang gets hurt. He's out with a concussion. There was other people. Darius Slay went out for a play again this week. Scared me to death because it looked like his knee, and then all of a sudden he was better again. So something popped out or something funny. The thing is, I call it the silver shoot yourself in the foot offense.
Yes, you have.
Over and over. And the key components to this offense is you must waste it down. You have to. You have to run it up the middle for absolutely no gain. Start a running back 7 yards deep so he can get totally obliterated in the backfield.
Right.
You have to miss passes. You have to be able to not catch the ball. Because those are key components as well. You have to take the sack because that's another thing that you must do in the silver shoot yourself in the foot offense.
Man, you got that down good, don't you, Jim?
Oh, Jesus. I'm so sick of seeing, okay, first running play, you get 5 yards. That's great. Second, you go right back to the same run or something very similar.
Right.
And then you get stuffed for a couple yard loss. So now it's 3rd and 7. You had a 1st and 5.
Right.
Now it's 3rd and 7, and Stafford throws the ball. Either the guy misses or Stafford misses, and that's it.
Yeah.
Then you punt.
Right. And that happened on the first 2 drives.
Yep. Luke Wilson, catch a ball, please.
Right.
I mean, this week he didn't. And last week he did okay. Tologo, we caught one.
Yeah, he did.
So that was good. And Vallis caught one. So that's good.
Yeah.
Theo Riddick still catches the ball every once in a while and is in there on just about every 3rd down. I thought Kerryon Johnson played okay.
Yeah.
I thought the offensive line played okay.
Right.
But sometimes the play calling just sucks.
Yeah. That's true.
There's just something wrong. I like the wrinkle with Jamal Agnew coming in and getting a pitch and stuff like that's kind of cool or whatever, but let's line up and run the ball down their damn throat. We've been able to do it, but we won't stick with it.
Right. Yeah.
It's so agonizing to watch because you have talent.
Yeah.
You have Galladay, Tate, Marvin Jones, Kerryon Johnson, a decent offensive line, and Matthew Stafford. What the hell is wrong? How come you can't put up more than 23 points?
Right. This
it doesn't make any sense.
This offense should be scoring like that. Just keep on scoring. They should score every time they touch the ball.
They have so much resources invested in that offense.
Right.
And not in the defense as much. And it shows.
Yeah.
But you're not getting the production you need out of the offense right now.
Right.
I mean, that should be a high-powered offense.
Yeah. Which means that you need a high-powered scheme in there, too.
Something.
And you don't need these little
there's good and bad with it.
BS.
I mean, Golden Tate's 2 touchdown catches.
Right.
Awesome plays. Some deep throws to Kenny Galladay. Awesome plays.
Oh, yeah.
But they're not all the time plays.
Yeah.
Not that you're going to get chunk yardage in every play. Not that you're going to not have a blown-up play every once in a while.
Right.
But you've invested so much money in this offense and draft picks and free agent
Yeah.
signings. There's no way we shouldn't have a running game right now.
Exactly. That's true.
Kerryon Johnson gets 30-some yards his first carry and gets 50-some for the game because they only give him ball 9 times.
Right. That's crazy.
It doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't.
You know? And if he's putting up 30 points a game, I can't have these complaints, but he's not.
No.
23 points.
Right.
You know, 3 touchdowns, 1 by Kerryon Johnson. First touchdown ever for Kerryon Johnson in the NFL. I like that.
Yeah.
I've been critical of him, but I actually think he could be good if he doesn't get hurt.
Right.
I do. I think he could be a good running back if they'd actually use him and he wouldn't get hurt.
Yep.
Those 2 things. But this whole team, for some reason, they can't get out of their own way.
Right.
You know, we've seen a couple third down plays where they just stopped them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, wow, you know, they got a punt. Sweet.
Right.
But then there's drives that they go all the way down the field and just march
Yeah,
right down the field.
Gosh, yeah, and that just drives anybody crazy, a Lions fan especially.
You
know,
can't
it's like,
stop
oh my
the
gosh.
run. I mean, come on.
And like you seen Patricia on the sidelines talking to the defense, trying to coach them, and it didn't help. I'm sorry, it didn't help. Come on.
It didn't. I'll tell you one thing, though.
Yeah.
Devin Lawson turned his head for the first time that I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And he made a couple plays.
Yep, he did.
Darius Slay is Darius Slay,
Yeah.
and he made some really nice plays in that
he did.
game.
Yep.
The secondary, I'm not as upset with.
Right.
Okay. Devin Kennard,
Mm-hmm.
another good game, another sack.
Right.
He's playing pretty well. We're
is.
just not stopping the run.
Yeah.
And it goes to the guys up front: Ashawn
Right.
Robinson, Deshaun Hand, Ricky Jean-Francois, him,
Right.
Sylvester Williams.
Yeah.
Those guys have to be better
Mhm.
in this defense, and they're just not.
Yeah. And we did see a couple of deep passes that were caught, unfortunately.
Right. We did. But that's going to happen. You can't. I mean, this is the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, these players are very,
Mhm.
very good.
Right.
And I understand that.
Yeah.
But your players are supposed to be pretty good too. And
That's
we
true.
just
That's
need
why-
to stop every once in a while.
Yep. That's why they make the big bucks.
It's true.
Yeah.
We have a tough schedule.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
knew this was going to be rough.
Yeah.
I said it from the beginning.
Mhm.
You don't like to look at the schedule and do wins and losses.
Right.
How you feeling about that about now? Just kidding.
Like I said, I don't like I've said I don't like to look at it, but I mean, yes, it is a tough schedule. Basically, 5 points separates us from two losses,
Yeah.
2 games,
2 wins.
two wins. So we would have 5 points.
Right.
I mean, so
We could have 5 points, so we
if
could have
you
tied twice like the Packers did once.
Right.
But they're the best team in the whole freaking world, and yet they're like 2-1-1. We suck. I get that.
Right.
And I'm
We
not
do.
trying to say
We
we're
have-
awesome or this or that, but I was hearing some chatter today from them about the Bears and that they're better than the Bears and all this crap. Bears are
Right.
3-1 and just pummeled the team.
Yeah. Who would have ever thought that would have been actually the Bears and the Packers that are kind of like 1 and 2 in the NFC North when, we all thought that it was going to be, of course, the
Minnesota. And I said something in the beginning, though,
right.
about Minnesota,
Yeah.
that they went to that quarterback change,
Yeah.
and all the other guy did was win.
Right. Yeah. Why?
And
Why did you
why
do
go
that?
away
Why-
from him and go to
Yeah.
Cousins? I think Cousins might be a better quarterback, but for
Mhm.
some reason the chemistry isn't there or
Right.
something this year. They played a tough schedule,
Oh,
except
yeah.
the Bills suck and they
Yeah.
beat them badly.
At Minnesota.
Yeah.
I mean,
so they
that's-
go to LA and they lose to the Rams in a
Right.
shootout, but that defense isn't playing very
Mhm.
well for being one of the supposedly top-ranked defenses.
True.
Khalil Mack is making a huge difference
Mhm.
in Chicago. Thank you very much, Bob Quinn, for not picking him up.
Right. And I'm sure Green Bay saying the same things to their
No, Green Bay's
Yeah.
2-1.
right.
Beating a bad Buffalo team.
Right.
Beating the Bears barely.
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 Bar-
And
Yeah.
then losing to Washington of all people. I think
Right.
Green Bay's had one of the easiest
Mhm.
schedules so far.
right.
We've played the Jets, who I thought was an easy team, and we got crushed. We go to San Francisco, which is a tough game.
Right.
With Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yep.
Okay. That was a tough game.
Yeah, it was.
Then we play New England, who I thought was going to beat us.
Yeah.
But actually, I had picked the Lions in that game. But still, I mean, we're playing the Patriots, and we beat them.
Right.
Then we got to go to Dallas, and next week it's Green Bay.
Right.
We have Murderers Row where a lot of these other teams don't.
Right. But, of course, we're going to play Green Bay twice every year anyway, no matter what. But I know the alignment of the schedule, and also you have, these other teams that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I get the way our schedule is put together, and I'm saying it wasn't that tough, really, if you think the Jets were not a tough team, which they didn't think they were. That should have been a win.
Right.
New England should have been a loss. But that was a win. So, you just don't know. But 2 road games to Dallas and San Francisco, 2 tough places to play.
Yep.
We're 1-3. Okay. Yeah, we've got tough games coming up, too. This is just a brutal schedule.
And, of course, I'm going to be at the Green Bay game next week.
So I will be going solo for that show next week. It'll be Lions on the Prowl episode number 30, but that will be by myself.
Right.
That's okay.
Try to call in and send you something.
Well, that's too bad. We ain't putting you on. Just kidding. All right, guys, I want you to give your opinions about the games. We're covering 2 games, basically, the Patriot game and then this Dallas game.
Right.
Lions, I don't know about them because they were so close.
Right.
I mean, honestly, they could have won this game. They went down. They came back.
Right.
They got it 24-23. It was in the defense's hands to stop them, and they couldn't do it. But I also noticed there was no calls against Dallas the entire drive that they went down and scored that field goal.
That's true. But there was no calls hardly against Dallas the entire game, so we really didn't think there was going to be calls at the.
They averaged 1.5, so
it's just not going to happen. I mean, we're hoping, but it's not going to happen. So there should have been a fumble recovery that, or it would have been nice. I mean, there would have been.
And we could have the tip by Glover Quinn. I was kind of hoping somebody picked that off. But you know what? We're 1-3. It is what it is. We can't sit here and say that they're a better team than they are. They're 1-3.
They're 1-3. Yeah,
that's their record.
Yeah.
Did I expect better things from them? Not really. I mean, not honestly. I think they're playing better than they were in the first game. I'm not sure who this team is yet. I think they have the potential of being a playoff team still. I know you're going to think I'm nuts, and maybe I am. But they have if Jim Bob Cooter could pull his head out of his ass, just for a few plays, a game, and stop the stupidity, they have a decent offense.
Right.
I don't know how the defense gets it done half the time, smoke and mirrors, whatever it is, but they seem to be okay. They're not great, but they're okay.
Right. So if the offense can score more.
If the offense could live up to its potential, we could have something here. But defense is not going to be that good.
Right.
But they're good enough to keep us in games. They've showed that.
And you figure our first 2 drives this game against Dallas, we left 14 points on the field. We didn't even score a field goal.
Right.
Our first 2 drives. And
we had a 33-yard run or 31. I can't remember what it was. I know it was over 30 yards.
32 yards, I think it was.
I'm right you're right in the middle there. By Carry-On Bags Johnson. We get that, right?
Right.
And then what do we do with it? Nothing, because the silver shoots yourself in the foot offense.
Goes ahead and self-destructs.
It's ridiculous. How do you have that much talent and just blow it?
Right. And that drive being stopped was not stopped by the refs.
Are we overestimating our own talent?
Right.
Are we just not that good? Or are we really
mediocre?
Who we are? I mean, I don't know. I really believe that they have one of the best receiving corps in the league. I believe Matthew Stafford, I think he's an elite quarterback.
Yeah. But
some of the decisions that are made on that field, I scratch my head like, what the hell are these people thinking?
Are they trying to trick them? Well, I don't know. They try to do too many things too many bad plays.
They make a lot of bad
Yeah.
decisions. And I'm not sure exactly why the offense seems to kill itself.
Right.
I mean, you can see it. And I call it. When we watch
Yeah.
the games, I'm calling this as it's
Yeah.
happening. And it's like, oh, look, a yard run, a whole yard we got on that one, right? Oh, a bubble screen to Golden Tate. Gee,
Yep.
that's inventive. They did better this game. They
Yeah.
did mix in some things, but it's
Mhm.
always the critical stuff. And this
Yeah.
is defense and offense.
Mhm.
The critical plays, they fail
Yeah, that's true.
a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
Third down, or I think it was second something,
Right.
22 yards or 17 yards. They
Mhm.
get 22 yards with Kenny Galladay or somebody.
Right.
I mean, those are or Marvin
Mhm.
Jones. They really good plays,
Right.
but they're scattered throughout. And then when they get a good play, they have 3 more bad plays right
Mhm.
afterwards.
True.
Offense and defense both.
Yep.
So I'm just trying to figure out when this team's going to get its act together and pull this stuff together. I think they can.
Yeah. I think they can too. It's just do it now. Like Nike says, just do it.
But Dallas is
Yeah.
1-2. Their
Yeah.
offense really sucked.
Right.
They got their running game going against us. They got their
Mhm.
passing game going against us.
Right.
I mean, teams are getting better against us.
yeah. So, and we need to get better against them. The Lions do need to step up. They stepped it up, and kudos for I know we didn't do a recap of last week's game, which we should have. It was just so late. But they need to step up like they did last week every week.
They do.
They looked real good, and could have been. Well, Patricia knew the offense and defense of New England.
Yeah.
I mean that definitely could help.
Or could it be that New England only had
Right.
3 dressed wide receivers for the entire game
Right.
and 3 of their best defensive players out?
Mhm.
And Brady looked like crap.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, they did not look like the
Mhm.
world beater New England Patriots that
No.
I know. But you know what I knew about them? That they were going to come back, bounce back, and be the Patriots.
Right.
Because they always do.
Yeah.
Is it just who you are and you just can't change it?
I don't know. We have seen teams change before.
The
we
Saints,
have seen. Yep. Saints. We have seen
Indianapolis, Tampa Bay.
Tampa. Yeah.
Of course, Tampa Bay's kind of back where they were, but
Right. but at least they won a Super Bowl.
right, because there was a time the Patriots were really crappy.
Yeah. Right.
But I knew New England was going to come back,
Yeah.
and they bounced back this week. They beat an
Right.
undefeated Miami team, just
Mhm.
pounded them.
Right.
But I knew it. I
Yeah.
knew they were going to come back and be the Patriots. Now,
Right.
can the Lions copy that and rise above this and come back and build on things and actually put something together later? Can they do that?
I think they can. I mean, they're real close now. But how many times have we been real close? I
1-3 is not
Right.
really close.
But I mean, we as far as for a couple points here and there, changing the outcome of a game.
Right. But I just, like I said, the game has left a bad taste in my mouth
Right.
this week. I apologize if it was kind of a rant fest this week, but I'm telling you, I think like some fans, I was going to throw something at the TV.
Well, at one time, you had to go ahead and put your dish.
Right. I had to grab my dish and put it in the...
put it away because you were so
I was
ticked
going to
off.
throw it at the TV. I swear to God I was.
We still need that foam remote control.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the referee voodoo doll.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
kind of abandoned
Right.
those things. Oh, God, fans, I'll tell you what. I think you are the most amazing fan base in all of football.
Right.
Maybe in all of sports.
And another thing that I kind of want to bring up, too, is that we are looking into bringing Lions Under Prowl merchandise.
Yes.
If people are interested in purchasing them, let us know. And let us know what type of stuff you would like.
Right. That would help out the show
Yeah.
quite a bit. We also ask you to share the show with your friends so we can grow our listening audience. And
Right.
if you think we do a good job or do
Mhm.
a good show, please share it in your Facebook groups that you're members of. We would
Yeah.
really appreciate that.
And share it with your friends. word of mouth.
If
stuff
you
like that
have any
can-
friends. No, I'm just messing around.
Other Lions fans,
Other
share
Lions fans.
it with them, so that way we can go ahead and just
And keep
more
bringing you the
listeners.
show. Yeah. And we
Yeah.
want to keep bringing you this every single week.
Right.
And we try the best job we can.
Yeah.
I think we've mentioned this too many times, but Tim works second shift. I work first shift. And basically, I'm at work by 6 in the morning.
yeah.
And Tim goes to work when? You got to be there when?
I got to be there by 2.
By 2. So you don't get
Okay.
out until when?
I don't get out until like 11:30 or
And-
11.
And I
actually.
got to get up at 3 in the morning.
Right, so it is.
So the
like,
only time that we would have to do a show for you is between midnight when he gets home and 3 o'clock in the morning when I get up.
right, and that's real
And go
rough.
to, or 4 when I go to work. So it just doesn't happen.
And I work most weeks 6 days a week. So it
Yeah, he
isn't
works a
like-
lot of Saturdays as well.
And they're mandatory. It isn't Saturdays I can get out of either. Believe
So
me.
we're not
Yeah.
trying to do that. We just wanted to apologize about not being able to cover the Patriots game the way
Yeah.
we really wanted to cover it.
Mhm.
It just got way too late for me, and like I said, got to work. So
Yeah, we got
we're just a couple fans,
somehow.
So anyway, we appreciate you listening to us. Check us out on iTunes, iHeartRadio, and if you have any questions, get into the Lions on the Prowl Facebook group.
Right.
Also, you can get to us on Twitter, LOTP14. That's our Twitter handle.
Yep.
We're also on.
iHeartRadio.
I mentioned that already.
Oh.
Thanks, Tim.
Well,
Thanks
I
for
just
being
wanted to
current,
remind.
Noel. If you have any Spotify.
I always say that wrong.
She says it wrong every week.
Always Spotify.
So, and if you want to get a hold of me or Tim, Lions on the Prowl 14 at gmail.com. That's Lions on the Prowl 14 at gmail.com. We got another couple of really cool concepts coming up for you in the next few weeks. We'll be getting into that as soon as we know for sure what we're doing.
Yeah, right.
Well, that may be never, but especially Tim. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
But anyway, Lions fans, you are the best. You are the absolute best to stick by our team,
Right.
no matter what. Wins, losses, regime changes.
Mm-hmm.
You guys who stick it out through thick and
Right.
thin, true red-blooded American,
Actually,
Lions
blue-blooded Americans.
Honolulu blue
Yeah.
bleeding,
Right.
Kool-Aid drinking,
Uh,
Lions fans
Yep.
out there. You know what? You're amazing
Right.
to me. I've been one in going on 30-some years now. No, over
Me too.
40 years
oh,
now.
gosh. Yeah, I've been
And
a long time. Yeah.
I'm never going to abandon my team,
No.
ever. Now, I can criticize them all I want to
Right.
because I'm a fan. I can do what
Mhm.
the hell I feel like. But anyway, I've never gone against them,
Right.
no matter what. And I know there's a lot of you out there, and a lot of you out there doesn't
Right.
like the criticism of the team or whatever. You know what it is, what it is.
Yeah.
If they suck, they suck.
Right.
If they don't, and it's the damn officials, it's the damn officials.
Right.
I'm sorry, but that is the
Yeah.
way it is. It's the way I feel about it, and I don't know. Go ahead, Tim. Give me your rant.
And sometimes it's a combination of both. I mean, sure, the officials did play a part in it, but the Lions, or the team too, they need to step up. They need to bring it every week. They need to, and the play calling. Come on.
Yeah,
That's
no
just-
doubt. No
but
doubt.
I'm a Lions fan. I'm going to be a Lions fan until I die.
Which, at this rate, no, I'm just kidding. With these games, could be sooner than later.
yeah.
No, I'm just
I know the heart. Sometimes the heart gets going.
kidding. Heart attack. Yeah, no doubt.
way too fast.
Way too fast.
Yeah, because the Lions offense don't start fast enough.
A lot of times they don't.
Yeah.
All right, guys,
Right.
we're out for this week. Sorry about the shout-outs and the player
Yeah.
of the week and those things. This is a reaction
Right.
show for the Dallas Cowboys game. Next week, we're going to try to go into a little bit more, but we will have a
Right.
game next week as well. Packers game, I'm going to do that show myself. So next week, and I may have a guest. I don't know.
Right.
I'll think about how I'm going to do that. But anyway, Lions fans, thank you. We appreciate you. Have a good week.